The peasant's table. The medieval peasant did not dine on roasted meats or candied fruits, but rather on humble fare, bread, thick and coarse, made from rye or barley, sometimes oat. White bread was for the nobility, a luxury, not a staple. The peasant's bread might be flecked with bits of chaff or straw, and occasionally ground with ergot-infected rye, a fungus that could cause sickness, or worse, hallucinations. Soups and pottages, stews made from leeks, onions, cabbages, whatever the garden yielded, were stretched with beans and peas. If lucky, a bit of salted pork might flavor the pot. Otherwise, it was herbs, roots, and hope. Alewives and ale water, often unsafe, was replaced with ale, low in alcohol, and brewed by the women of the village. The alewives? They crafted small beer for daily use. Children drank it too. Ale was consumed more than water, a cloudy, bready drink, with a hint of herbs. Some alewives, not all of course, were known to stretch their brew with herbs like hemlock, or even chalk, adulterations that could harm or even kill. In the quiet cloisters of the monastery, monks ate in silence. Their diet was simple, but more reliable than the peasants'. Fish, cheese, eggs, and bread. Meat only on feast days. Some monasteries grew their own food. Others relied on tithes. The rule of Saint Benedict forbade gluttony, though monks found ways to enjoy their meals nonetheless. Feasts and famine. When the harvests were good, the lords feasted. Boar's head, peacock, pies with spices from the east, cloves, cinnamon, saffron, nutmeg, all brought by traders through the Silk Road and Arab lands. A display of power and stomach. But when the crops failed, when the rains came too hard or not at all, famine followed. The Great Famine of 1315 to 1317 killed millions. Bread was stretched with ground acorns or sawdust. Hunger drove people to eat roots, grass, even clay. The Black Death and the kitchen fires. In 1347, the plague arrived. Food rotted in markets with no one to sell it. Fields lay fallow. With half the population dead, labor became scarce. And oddly, the survivors found they could eat better. Meat became more common. Wages rose. Diets improved. For a time, in manor kitchens, cooks labored over open hearths. There were no chimneys yet, just holes in the thatch. Fires smoked. Cooks sweated. Meats roasted on spits, turned by hand. Sauces thickened with stale bread or blood. Food safety, or the lack thereof. There was no refrigeration, no thermometers, no germ theory. Meat was preserved with salt, smoked or dried. Milk soured quickly. Flies were common companions. Bread could mold. Food poisoning, a silent killer. Dysentery was infamous. Even royalty could not escape it. King John, they say, died of a bloody flux, perhaps from spoiled food, perhaps something worse, and yet they ate. Through war, plague, and poverty, people ate. They gathered berries, they ground grain, they baked their bread, they passed down recipes, not in books, but by memory. A whisper here, a pinch there. They fed their children with what they had, and they prayed for rain, or sun, or mercy. Lute music fades slightly. So now, as you rest your eyes, imagine the scent of wood smoke and stew, the flicker of fire on stone, a monk ladling soup into a wooden bowl, a child biting into crusty bread, and a world long gone, but not quite forgotten. Good night.